Hey everyone, it's Cadvance. Well, I told you I was going to be doing some of my top videos, so here's the first one of them, and it's a two-parter. 2001, well, 2011. Good bunch of movies this year. So, here's my top 11 list. Why top 11? Because it was 2011, obviously. Now, with that said, this list is going to borrow some basic rules from other people, notably Jeremy Jahns. The big two rules are, number one, the films had to be seen in theaters. No, it was in theaters and it came out on DVD that same year. Now, these are pretty much just, I saw them in theaters. And rule number two, this is my opinion, and if you don't like it, make your own video. I mean, there's others out there. This is the Cadvance Top 11 Films of 2011. Number 11, Green Lantern. You know, for considering the fact that the last couple of superheroes from DC side has been mainly just Batman and Superman, it's nice to see that they actually try to broaden their range of the movies with the Green Lantern. True, it didn't do as well as some of the other Batman and Superman films did, but it's the first movie. You're going to have a big, you know, considering the fact that this is the first time he's been done in movies, this is a pretty good shot for what he did. And I gotta give him kudos for trying. And now, all I gotta say is I hope they do make a sequel to give the film justice. Number 10, Soul Surfer. To be honest, I thought this was going to be some kind of like spoof thing, like Soul Plane or something like that. But when I saw what I did because of me going to a church, yes, this is how I got ringed into this one, I actually did watch the film and thought it was actually pretty good. And I gotta say, I actually enjoyed this film. If you haven't heard of this movie and you want a basic plot of this film, the basic idea is that a girl, one day while out practicing surfing, gets her arm chopped off by a shark, and as a result has to kind of cope with the fact that she has no longer has her arm, and basically has to deal with everything, including her own faith. Yeah, you've been told. Number 9, Priest. This is a film that a lot of people hated, but I thought it was pretty good for what it was. A mindless popcorn film. It was good for what it was, and I thought it was an okay film to enjoy just for enjoying it as it was. And the 3D helped it a little bit, but that's like saying, yeah. Number 8, Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides. This was a film that I actually did enjoy pretty well because I thought it was a film that in 3D looked good. It was nice that they kept Jack Sparrow and Mr. Gibbs as well as several of the other characters. The plot was good, and it definitely set up for at least another movie. So, not much to say about that. Number 7, Fright Night. Fright Night was one of those remakes that actually surprised me. It really did good considering the source material is a classic, and I actually do enjoy the original too. True, there were some things I didn't like about it, and I probably would think it would be better if they did it right. But for what it was worth, Fright Night was a fun film, and it definitely is good for what it was. Number 6, The Adventures of Tintin. Alright, I watched the show in the 90s, and I've barely saw one issue of the graphic novel series. But Tintin is the latest on this list because I didn't see this until like December, just before Christmas. And I actually gotta say, I did enjoy the film, and I also do recommend that you at least take a look at the old 90s show. It was pretty good too. The animation looks really good, the 3D was okay, and yeah. Number 5, Super 8. Super 8, while it is a nod to Steven Spielberg's early works like Close Encounters and The Goonies, is pretty good, and I definitely did enjoy this film. I definitely, it is a fun little weird movie, but it's fun for what it is. Number 4, X-Men First Class. I was really surprised by this one because I really expected this one to be not that great, but it actually turned out to be probably one of the best in the X-Men series of movies. It was good. It reintroduced some of the characters in a nice way, and even though it does kind of break continuity a little bit, slight spoiler, it does make a good film enjoyable, and I definitely been enjoying the series so far. So this was a nice addition to the series. Number 3, Captain America, the First Avenger. It was really hard to choose between this and Thor, so I picked the one that I thought was actually really good. Because not only did I see this film in theaters in 3D, I saw this film in theaters in 3D twice. And the second time was even better because it was like a digital version. The film itself was fun. The cast was excellent. I liked that it was a nice conclusion to the set of the pieces for the Captain America series. Avengers series. And it's really fun. It's all around enjoyable. And it's just great fun. Number 2, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, Part 2. This was a nice, solid conclusion to the series, where, unlike the last film, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1, Deathly Hallows 2 is just plain action. Where the last one was just plot, this one was just action, action, action. It was fun. It was a nice, solid conclusion, and I definitely do recommend that people at least give this one a look because it will be worth your time. And the number 1 movie that I actually did enjoy this year is Rise of the Planet of the Apes. This was excellent. This was a film that I honestly agree was one of the best movies. It didn't have 3D CG. The apes looked really good. The plot was really excellent. It set itself up for another sequel. And it was good. It was enjoyable. It was fun. And it definitely did have some good shock value. So, yeah, that was why I picked this one as my number 1. So join me the next time as we do the sequel to this one, where I take a look at the top 12 films I'm anticipating for 2012. Until then, this is Cadvance saying, yeah.